wanted to introduce is HealthQuest Solutions, which is a completely different type of company. Simon, do you want to just tell us about it?
I'll let Mal, my colleague, model some of the products that we're developing.
You knew you had
I'll
it.
just stand here.
Yeah, I'm Simon Bourne.
Just like Nicky.
I'm a respiratory consultant. I work at University Hospital Southampton, and we come up with several novel business ideas to manage long-term conditions. We're in a very unique space. My specialist interest is COPD, which is why I've got a COPD solution, which is basically smokers' lungs, obstructive lung disease that affects 1 to 3 million people within the UK and has got a high prevalence worldwide. It's probably the third biggest killer worldwide as well, so we do need a solution out there for this disease. But I also run a large research group as well, with a lot of contacts within the pharmaceutical industry. So what we thought we'd marry up the two. So we sit in a very unique space between the NHS and industry. So we develop really good ideas, take them to industry, then to add added value to the products that they're developing to take to the NHS to them so they can get their drugs on formulary. Well, that's what we started doing. We've actually branched out in several directions, but we've never sort of lost the focus of the My COPD solution. So if you look at a patient with COPD, they have very complicated medications, very difficult to take. Every single device needs different instruction. But they also come to your clinics with a carrier bag full of inhalers past their expiry date. They don't know how to use them, when to use them, or what to do during an emergency. So we developed a COPD holder, which Mal came to us about a year ago with a design which we can now manufacture in quite large quantities, up to about 10,000, with a lead time of only about 6 weeks or so. On top of this is an oxygen alert card, so lots of patients with COPD are delivered high flow oxygen to hospital. It's bad for our COPD patients, up to 1,300 of them die each year just because of that. And it also identifies them, and all these things are produced through one single web portal. They can have their rescue medication held in the front, so antibiotics and steroids. And within this hold-all is something called a self-management plan. So every patient in the UK needs a self-management plan according to NICE quality standards. This is a NICE directive, and we're delivering it. And there's no other solution in the UK currently delivering that to about 1 million patients. So there's a big market out there. It's been bespokely designed so they can hold all the individual inhalers on the market. And there's a zipped area as well that can store their tablet medication. But also there's, through the web portal, they can print out an inhaler diary, a very, very simple diagram about how they should take their medication and how many times a day. Once they've logged in and put all their information on it, once they log back into the website or on an app on their smartphone, they can just click on these pictures and then the bespoke video will just pop up. And in about a minute they will understand how to take that medication effectively. There's a very sophisticated web platform that's been built behind it. It's very high capacity, very high security. It can deliver up to 100,000 people using the site simultaneously. We are currently also developing solutions for asthma along similar lines. Patients put quite a lot of metrics within this web-based system. So we've also built a research and recruitment portal through that, so patients can put their documentation on the site and also volunteer to be recruited to research studies. Our ambition is to have up to 100,000 people using it within 18 months, and that gives a large volume of patients to recruit to clinical studies, but also to do studies within the site about how patients behave as they use different medication and use our system. We've also developed an e-learning diploma module. The University of Southampton is rather behind the times. It's never delivered an e-learning module, so we decided to deliver our web-based expertise. Actually, with conjunction with Solent University, have a great e-learning platform, and our first COPD diploma is going to be signed up on 1st of October. And we've almost filled the first course already of 25, but we do have global ambitions for this. This is e-learning, so we can deliver it throughout the globe. People don't have to take time off to attend these. There's only 2 other competitors on the market, Spiritual Education UK and Education for Health, and people have to travel up to Warwick and Liverpool several times each year, and they find it difficult to get the time off, and also it's quite costly to get to those. We've also developed self-management plans. We said there's about 1 million patients out there that need one of these, and NICE say they need one. Currently the British Lung Foundation produced one for £7. We've produced a much nicer and shorter version for just £2, so this should be quite competitive. We've also won the contract from the local NIHR CLON network to deliver a bespoke database for research recruitment throughout the whole of the Wessex region. So we've developed a database hub along similar lines to the COPD solution, and that will be going live from the 1st of April. And finally, As of Friday, we've got several contracts now to deliver qualitative research. So we've gone to a company called Almrau, a Spanish company. We've got a very neat and tailored device. It's the best device in the market, but no one's ever proved it's the best device. And we went to them and said, we can prove it in a very, very small study. So we've signed the contracts on that, so we're now also a qualitative research business as well. We've been told to focus on one particular area. It's very difficult. It looks a rather eclectic mix, but it basically builds on all the strength of people who got employed in a company like Mal and my co-director, who's also a respiratory consultant.
Thanks very much, Simon. And how's the company developed in the time you've been in the medical centre?
So we've gone from just employing Mal half-time to now employing 6 individuals. So we now have a database manager, a medical writer, a nurse that can lead the educational component. We've got a fantastic secretary and 2 of ours. So it's, in terms of manpower, it's exponentially grown. We only came to the centre with the My COPD solution idea initially, and it's blossomed into all these other areas which we've got to learn how to manage. And certainly with the mentorship we've been receiving in the Catalyst Centre, we realise now we need an operations manager, etc. We need a much bigger space. We need a much bigger. Every month we need a larger space. So we're definitely coming to Peter quite soon. We need 8 to 10 desks and some consulting rooms now as well to deliver this qualitative research. It's been very exciting.